Hey y'all, so it's Respect the Queen again, and y'all know that I don't speak unless Spirit commands me to do so. I'm sitting here and I'm watching Iyanla Fix My Life, and there's a family of, I believe it's four black women, a grandmother, a mother, two daughters, and a father. So let me be clear, this is a household with two parents in it. And they're speaking about generational violence in the home. And one reason Spirit commanded me to speak is because I've seen it in my own family and respective families in the community that I grew up in, and families, from abroad, that my friends would go through it or associates would go through it. And what I've come to understand is we pass on what we've learned to our children. And in this situation, the grandmother speaks to the mother in a very derogatory manner, and she fights with her mouth and with her hands. And a lot of times what we don't understand about our parents is that they come from somewhere, and the manner in which they parent us is probably about 99% the way that they were parented. And this woman has grown up in a very dysfunctional home, being abused verbally and physically by her mother. So what she does in return is does it to her children. And unfortunately, she has two daughters that she's verbally and physically abusing, and those babies are fighting back. And on the outside looking in, you say, how dare this child hit her mother, and the father is just, pretty much null and void. He has no say-so in the household. His wife controls everything, and he pretty much hides himself at work, excuse me. And he admitted, I'm not in control. She is in control. And when, something goes on, I really don't have a say. And I find that very sad that as a black strong man, he's unable to control his household. And so I'm wondering, as I'm watching, what's went on and transpired in his household. And I relate it back to myself. And I remember asking my mom why she never hugged us, why she never said I love you. It was very vague when she did, and it was very uncomfortable when she did. And I remember her telling me, I was in my 20s somewhere around there, that her mother didn't. Her mother was very distant and very cold and didn't say I love you and didn't give her hugs. And I say that to say that we have to be honest with ourselves and discover where our family came from. Where are those generational curses? Where's the root? It comes from somewhere. Your mama just don't abuse you for no reason. Something happened to your mother, something happened to her mother, something happened to her mother, and on down the line, this vicious cycle until someone stands up and says, no more. No more. I have to be very cautious in the way that I raise my son and chastise my son, discipline my son, speak to my son, because at one point in time I couldn't recognize that I was parenting him in the same manner that my mother had parented me. And not to say it was all bad, but there was a chunk that was not healthy and very toxic. And so today, I have to be accountable and responsible for the things that I do. And sometimes I have to apologize to my son because I've stepped out of line. But that comes through pain, through love, through support, through growth, through healing, through digging deep within inside of me and getting to the root of my issues. And then being honest and say, this is happening in multiple households amongst the black community, and we're steadily focusing on the outside instead of looking in, and healing our homes. You got to heal the home first before you can heal the community, before you can heal the world. You out there a dressed up garbage can trying to go in somebody else's backyard and heal them, and you all messed up on the inside. Your family messed up. It's dysfunctional. It's toxic. You're victimizing your own family, and then you're trying to go out and be of help and love and support to another family. You can't make it make sense. You can't. You can't. There's no way that you can. It's not humanly possible to love another human being or love another family and you can't love your own. You know, um, and sadly, I don't find this disturbing because I've gone through it, because I've seen other people go through it. Um, Unfortunately, as a black woman, coming obviously from a black family, we have a hard time discussing our issues. We have a hard time saying we've got problems that we need to deal with, people. We can't keep saying we've got to focus on what the white man is doing or what the justice system, lack of justice system is doing when we've got garbage on top of garbage in our backyard. And I know that it comes from somewhere. I know that it's rooted in things that have happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today? We have to transform our own homes. We have to transform our own communities. We have to start healing. We can't progress as a people if we're not healing. It's just impossible to do so. And so every day I work on the things that destroyed me in my past, because old belief system does not change overnight. This show is an hour long. They will open up on a surface level, but it will take time for that family to heal. These girls are 20, 21 years old, and they've been being verbally and mentally and physically abused by their mother, let alone their mother, still current day in her late 40s, 50 years old, is still being verbally and physically abused by her mother. The grandmother is abusing the mother and her grandchildren. Vicious cycles. Nothing changes unless nothing changes if nothing changes. And I'm sorry because I'm speaking like this is going on. This show is on right now on my TV, and I hardly watch TV, and this is one of the reasons, because there's not, very many things of substance, but I love to watch these shows because we have to confront our issues. What will happen if we don't is that baby will have a baby and she will physically, verbally, and mentally abuse her child. And sooner or later, it's not going to end in a positive manner. Somebody will be hurt, for real hurt. It's already mental scars all over these people. And mental scars are the hardest to get rid of. You can have black eyes and they heal up in 3 days, but mental wounds on your soul, wounds on your heart, take a long time to heal from, especially when you ain't doing nothing about it. You're going to find yourself in a vicious cycle, repeating the same behavior over and over and over again, and wondering what went wrong, because you're refusing to deal with the past. And in this family's case, they're refusing to deal with the past and the present of what's going on. Justification, minimization, making excuses for why things are happening instead of getting to the root of the cause. I'm hurt, and hurt people. From the bottom of my soul, y'all know I love y'all. I believe in y'all, but we have got to heal. We have got to deal with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of pain on the inside of us that we've just continued to pass on over and over again to our children's children. We are responsible for what happens to the babies of today's generation, and if we don't get it right, we'll have another generation of dysfunctional people that come behind them. It's up to us. It's up to you to deal with your own personal demons in your own backyard before you go in the community and poison it. Until the next time, one.